introduce our featured speaker for the day. I'm going to sum up Dawnna in just a few words. Dawnna will tell you that she failed a lot. She started and struggled with several businesses until she discovered the 6 and the 7. Now, this is not going as well as I thought. She started and struggled with several businesses until she discovered the 6 and the 7. The 7 is 7 levels of the game-changing mindset. Now, at mastery level, she motivates power players to think, play, and win bigger. She leverages that mindset into action with the 6. These are the $6 million strategies of the kick-ass entrepreneur. With over 20 years of business building experience, her first business sold for $250 million. Fresh from an 11-city tour that included flying in from Egypt last night, please welcome Dawnna St. Louis.
Good morning. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing this morning? This is as good as this voice is going to get. So if I sound like there's a frog in there, pretty sure it is. All right, so we're going to talk about how to think bigger and win bigger. You're going to get specific strategies in order to fill in a blueprint that will allow you to create a business that works for you and not against you. The one thing that you're going to need, if you don't have it, is pen and paper. You should leave here, by the way, with not only actionable strategies, not only a step-by-step, not only a way to identify the blind spot that's holding you back, but also, if you've really been paying attention, you should have a hand cramp. You should have a good little hand cramp from right until you know. So we want to make sure that happens, okay? Everybody good? All right, so this is, one second, let's fix that. Maybe I'm just, there we go. So this is very interactive, which means I'm going to need you to play along with me because I know this is going to surprise you. I kind of know all the answers to this test because I wrote it. So you're going to have to come up with some of the answers for your own business. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, I was supposed to point it over there, but here we go. The struggling fisherman. Struggling fisherman. So, all right, so I want you guys to imagine that you have this guy who's fishing. He has one net, he goes out in the ocean, and he starts throwing that net out to get fish. But he starts struggling a little bit in regards to his business. And he has, he has a net. What do you think is the first thing that he buys in order to get more fish? Bait. But he's using a net. That's if you're using a hook. He's using a net. Huh? Yeah, you guys know, okay, so net fishing doesn't use hook or bait. Diesel fuel. What else could he possibly do? A boat? He has a boat, he has all this, but he has a small net. What would he get next? Maybe a bigger net? He has a small net. Most times what fishermen do when they're not doing well is they start getting a bigger net. They want to get more fish. It's a common thing to do. Now, before when he was fishing in a very specific part of the waters. He would get red snapper and yellowtail. But now he's changing waters, he's going a little deeper, he has a much bigger net. Which means he's getting much bigger fish. The tool generally that you use in order to gut and manage fish is a knife. The knife that he uses for a yellowtail and snapper, which are about, let's say that big, maybe a little bigger. How big are tuna? They're huge, right? They're huge. Marlin are huge. Shark are huge. Do you think that a tool, a knife that's about this big, a 12 to 18 inch knife, is going to be good for tuna and marlin? Or do you think he might have to get something slightly bigger? How about the table that he uses on which to take care of the fish? Does he have to get a bigger table, or do you think the one that he's using for the red snapper is going to work?
Bigger table.
Going to have to get a bigger table. So now we got a bigger table, we got more diesel, we got a bigger boat, we got a bigger net, right? Then he decides, maybe to really up my odds, I should get hooks and I should get bait. So now we got more hooks, we got more baits. He's made a lot of investment, by the way. A lot of investment. How many people think by making this type of investment in his business that he's definitely going to get an return? Right. Because what he's done is he's over-diversified. He's gone out. Because in getting all of these different types of fish, he has to also make sure that he has all the different types of customers that want all these different types of fish. He's not an expert in fish. He's just a fisherman who's struggling. Because now he has to find the markets in which these fish can be sold. He has to know his appropriate pricing strategy and how to close business. It's a little bit different when you have so many different types of products that you're trying to sell. But then we have the different fishermen. We have the tuna specialist. The tuna specialist only hunts for one thing. What do you think that is? Yeah, pretty much. That's all he's doing. He's a tuna specialist because he's an expert in tuna. He understands their migration patterns. He understands when a tuna is too young or too old. He understands their mating patterns. He knows where to find the right tuna at the right age at the right time in which waters. He knows how to be where the tuna is going to be before it gets there because he knows everywhere that they go. He's been paying close attention. He has the right nets, and he has nets that are just made for tuna. He has the right kind of bait, he has the right kind of hook, specifically for tuna. He has the knives and the tools that he would use only for tuna. He knows how to store tuna, which is different from storing all the other types of fish. He is the tuna specialist. So I want you to imagine for a moment, you own a restaurant and you sell tuna steaks at a premium, and you promise your customer that they will only get the best. Do you go to the fisherman who has everything, or do you go to the tuna specialist? People generally go to the person who knows the most. Guaranteed quality. That's what they believe. But this is where many of us are in our businesses, and this is the mistakes that most entrepreneurs make. We get a bigger net. We go for a lot more, especially if we're not doing well or an economy is diving. If an economy is diving, we don't want a customer, our perfect customer. We want any customer that knows how to give us money. We'll take whoever walks through the door, right? We'll go from, I remember when I did this, by the way, when I first started, I had a customer that wanted me to come in and speak on ramen spectroscopy. Exactly. And I was like, this has something to do with noodles and laser lights? Like, so confusing. Ramen spectroscopy. And to be specific, by the way, I learned this along the way, it's how gas that comes in off of a tanker is measured as it goes through the pipeline to the customer. They measure how much gas they're actually getting. And it's not by weight, because some of that gas isn't gas. So they measure how much is actually gas using lasers. Now, to you guys, it may sound like I know exactly what I'm talking about. But do you know what it sounded like to a bunch of molecular scientists? Like I knew nothing. Like I knew nothing. So I'm standing on stage talking about ramen spectroscopy. The best way for you to get more customers is to be able to succeed in front of your customers. I wasn't able to be successful because I wasn't able to answer the questions. Again, before they hired me, I thought ramen was about the noodles. I had no idea that it had to do with lasers and measuring gas. I never even understood gas measuring pipelines and how that whole industry worked, or the millions of dollars that were at risk. But I'm standing up and giving a 45-minute speech on it, as if I knew. The one thing I will tell you about your customer is they can spot a fraud a mile away. I had no business being on that stage delivering that speech to that audience. And that's the difference between being the struggling fisherman and the specialist. And that's what we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk a little bit about the specialty. And here's a little bit of my history. So I was homeless when I was 19 years old. I went through my own being homeless. I got my first job. I fell in head first, very happily, into IT. I became an IT geek. Once I became an IT geek, I partnered with the right people. I had amazing mentors. And a business partnership with a friend who was a super brilliant person, because I was self-taught. He was formally taught. We ended up starting a business intelligence company. And we started it not because we set out to start a business intelligence company. We set out to get a contract. And then we got the contract. And then we had to figure out how to stop failing with one contract for $4 million. Everybody thinks you got a contract for $4 million, you made it. That's $6 million in expenses. So no, we didn't make it, we went in the hole. So how do we duplicate the success of getting a contract and reduce the expenses and increase the profits? How do we do that over and over and over again so that we're not feeling this failure? And we ended up building a business intelligence company that was very successful. I sold that business intelligence company when I was 39. And now what I do is I travel the world and I do a couple of things. I work with entrepreneurs, business owners that really want to do two things. Number one, they want actionable strategies. But here's the thing, no matter how many tools or actionable strategies I give you, if you don't believe that you can do it, if you don't believe you deserve it, and you don't recognize yourself as a power player, you ain't gonna get it. Period. Because it has to start there. So I first start with the 7 levels of the mindset, of a power player's mindset, and then after that, we get into the strategies for their business. A great example of one of my successful clients is they started off 5 years ago at $2 million. That was their revenue, $2 million. Next year, they'll probably be worth around $73 million. It's just that they had to get the mindset before they could take action. I tell people all the time, I can give you the step-by-step, but if you don't believe in the step-by-step, or you don't do the step-by-step because you don't think you can do the step-by-step, step-by-step is never going to work. So this is going to be step-by-step, but part of this we're going to talk about why you can do it. And that's a big part of filling in the blueprint, is understanding why you can do it. So we're going to talk about this business DNA, which is the very first thing. If you have a piece of paper, pen, this is what you need to draw because this is what you're going to fill in. We're going to fill this in along the way. This is the same exact blueprint I've used for all of my businesses, my successful businesses. See, the businesses that failed, they failed several times before I got to this. And then the ones that failed after was because I stopped using this. So I'm a person who definitely eats her own dog food, right? Or drinks her own wine. I recognize when I'm doing something and then I go, oh, I know I'm doing. I can always go back and look at what I did wrong. So we're going to start here. This is the Powerhouse Business DNA. This is what works. We found out, my business partner and I found out, at every single organization in the world can actually be mapped to this. All of them. From their foundations, and then we keep spiraling up to their growth. Every time we do it, we can see where they grew. We can even see the ones that failed. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Amazon has Jeff Bezos has maybe about 4 or 5 businesses that totally failed. But even when we map those to the blueprint, we can show him specifically why that business failed. I tell entrepreneurs before they start their business, map your business to the blueprint. Then if you need to go out and get a business plan, because some people need a business plan in order to secure loans, this will actually help you map your business to your business plan. The cool thing, and what you'll learn later, is how we can find your blind spot in your business. Because the most frustrating thing is when you know that you've come here to the meetings, you've heard all the experts, they're telling you all this stuff, you're following what they say, you're putting up your 850 social media posts per year, you're going and tagging people, you're writing all the blogs, you're doing all that stuff. So why the hell aren't you making any money? That's because something else is wrong. This will help you figure out why some of those actions that you take consistently, that you know you're doing them right, why they don't work. This will show you why they don't work. So you're going to get a lot of aha moments if you follow along and fill in the blueprint as we go along. So let's talk about the first one. Okay, so the first one is focus. Actually, I'm going to back this up in a second. Okay, so there's these 4 parts. You have focus, which is the core of your business, finance, which is how you make money, operations or function, which is where you have your people, your process, your technology, and future. The top half of this is all about income. These are income producing things. The bottom half is all about expense. This is stuff that you spend money on with no real expectation of ROI. Right? Most people don't think of their customer service rep as a profit center. They see it as a cost center. Or IT is a cost center and not a profit center. Right? So some of these things, don't get me wrong, you can have customer service reps that make money. Sometimes they're just people answering the phone and making the customer happy. It doesn't necessarily need profits. So we'll talk about how this all works together. And then the bottom half is future. Where you see over here in the corner where it says future. So, oh, you're clicking? It's not me. I have no power. Boom. Okay. I'm gonna put this down then. I thought I was doing something wrong. I could throw it at you. Oh, nice. So the bottom corner is future. This is your vision, mission, and goal. And before we even get there, I'm going to tell you now, if you don't have a vision, that's okay. You don't have to have a pretty vision statement etched on a wooden plaque outside of your door. That's all right. We can talk about a very simple vision because what really matters, especially when you're first started, is your goals. You can get to your vision, but you have to start with your goals. Now, some people, by the way, they use Elon Musk. Elon Musk has a very simple vision, right? He wants to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. He wants clean energy, right? So when we filled in the blueprint for Elon Musk's, his company, they started here with the future because he had a very specific vision. He had a passion that he was going into. Most times when I speak to entrepreneurs, they don't have a specific passion, they have a specific skill. They determine what that passion is later. So I don't want you to think that if you don't have this burning thing in your gut where you're going to go out and change the world and you know exactly what it is, that you're not ready. You're ready. It's cool. You don't have to. You can start with your core. You can start with your focus. You don't have to start with your vision. I know people tell you got to start there, you got to know your vision. You don't have to. That can actually come around. Okay? So let's start off with the core. So when we look at our core, you'll see it has 3 main elements. Your expertise, your target market, and we call it your offering, but in actuality, this is more of how you deliver your offering to your target market. It's how you deliver it. So, your expertise. This is what you know that other people want to know so that they can get somewhere, probably where you've already been. This is the information that you have that can change or grow other people. This is your secret sauce, so to speak. Everyone thinks that their secret sauce has to be something that no one else in the world has. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Your secret sauce is your secret sauce, but guess what? There are people who want to hear, I'll use mine. I speak on entrepreneurship, sales, mindset. Those are my top ones. Every now and then, leadership is one call me. Right? But mainly mindset and how to grow your business. And that's what I do. I do it really, really, really well. Travel all over the world doing it. But every now and then, I'll get a call, and someone will say, we love your stuff, we watch all your videos, we have your book, we've mapped our business, blah, blah, blah. We would love for you to speak at our conference, except you're not named. a man. Right, I have the wrong chromosomes. And so they won't hire me. Does that mean that they shouldn't get this information? No, absolutely not. I have a partner, he's a guy, and there are some countries I don't want to speak in. I just don't. It's too oppressive for women. I'll come back beheaded. This is a guy. It's just not for me. Right? But knowing that, it's not that I don't fight against it when it happens in the United States, but I know I'm not going to change every country. So just because it's my secret sauce doesn't mean that someone else can't use it. So your secret sauce can be yours and someone else's. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I'm pretty sure you're not going to reach all of them by yourself. Because isn't it more important to get the message out there to change the world than it is to be the messenger? So my goal is to get the message out there that your obstacles can actually be used as stepping stones to your future. And this is how we do it. We do it for people who want to make their own way. So we start off with your expertise. I want you to write down these 5 words. This is how you identify your expertise. And you might want to write it down in your row. B, like B-E, like bumblebee, but B. Know, as in knowledge. Do, as in what you do. Have, and solve. Be, know, do, have, solve. Solve. What have you been? What roles have you held that other people would like to hold? For example, I could say, highly successful entrepreneur. Right? No, what do I know? I know how to leverage a blueprint to not only start businesses, but grow businesses. So, the third one is be, know, do. So what do? I am an entrepreneur that works with other people to leverage a blueprint to grow their business. Notice how my be and know actually lead to my do. What do I have? Specifically, I have 2 things. The 7 levels of the game-changing mindset, how to leverage them, and the DNA blueprint that has been shown to work time and time and time again. It's a methodology. So what do I have? I have a business growth and mindset methodology. And what problem do I solve? I solve the problem of business growth, where people can't figure out how to get unstuck in business and definitely move up. These are the 5 questions that truly help you identify your expertise. When you can fill that in, the rest of this gets easier. I will tell you the hardest part of the blueprint is the core. This is where people get stuck. Why do you think people get stuck here on expertise? Mindset's one. What else?
I think people, they ask the wrong questions. They want to know what's selling in the marketplace, and then they create a speech to go to hit that.
She said many people get stuck because they just figure out what's selling in the marketplace, and then they try to go and be whatever. They try to transform themselves so they bring their authentic self to the platform. But there's one other answer. Okay, raise your hand if you're not a complete smartass and you know more than one thing. Who knows more than one thing? Okay, so the people who only know one thing are going to be way more successful. See, the problem is that we know too many things, right? I'm a certified project manager, so I could have gone down a project management path. I led an organization with 1% turnover, so I could have gone down leadership. I sold a $50 million package, so I could have gone down sales. But if you know too many things, it makes it really hard to pick one thing. Haven't you ever seen that person who is just like dumb as a bag of rocks? And even the bag of rocks is a little insulted, but they're really successful. And have you look at yourself in the mirror and go, what am I doing wrong? The issue that you run into is that they only know one thing. They can only do one thing. I have a guy that works on a sales team, not smart. Does not know how to use a CRM. Just not smart. This guy is the best salesperson ever. He follows the daily 6, which I'll show you guys how to do. He's extremely focused. He knows how to do one thing and one thing well. And he always says that I only know how to do one thing well, I gotta sell. That's all he does. If you ask him to do anything outside of that, it's just like you've completely ruined his life. What he is, usually the top one or two salesperson. As compared to the salesperson who's slick and smart and witty and he's like down at the bottom because he can't focus. So if you were dumber, this would be easier. Problem is you're too smart. So the biggest challenge that most entrepreneurs have is picking one thing. How do I pick the one thing that I'm really, really good at? And the answer is there is no answer. Pick one, do it, recognize that we're not going to put you on a desert island and you have to do it for the rest of your life. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to go from that one thing to something else. I used to only do women in business. That's all I used to do. And then I did leadership. Then I did innovation. When I got to sit the mindset and the whole sales thing, that's where I am. I'm not saying this is where I'm going to be forever. This is where I am now. It's very successful. And if at some point I evolve again. It's okay. You're allowed to evolve. So my answer to you would be, pick one. Just pick one and go with it. And if you evolve, cool. Change the copy on your website. So once we have our expertise, the next thing we want to do is pick our target market. Can you go to the next slide, please? I want to take a look at it. Perfect. So I want to show you the singular focus. Back when I used to work in IT, right, besides being a sort of a geek, like I was a programmer, geek type person, but then I got into project management, right? So here it is, I'm a Six Sigma Black Belt, which is a process engineer person, and then I got really heavy into project management. I was a certified project manager. Now, if you want to do a government contract, you have to have a PMP. You have to be a certified project manager. The certified project managers are pretty easy to come by. There's a lot of them. So at the bottom, you're more of a commodity. It's like saying, I'm a speaker. I'm a motivational speaker. That's a commodity. There's a lot of people who are motivational speakers. You can go to the NSA conference, there's about 2,000 or 3,000 of them there. They're motivational speakers. Then we go to the next level. See, I became a certified project manager only for enterprise IT projects. That was it. You couldn't call me for your construction project. You couldn't call me for your mom and shop project. Right? It had to be an enterprise information technology project. And to be specific, it had to be in a specific technology area, in a specific technology practice. I didn't do all of them. But then I found out this very interesting statistic. 86% of all enterprise IT projects that get funded fail. This means that people are putting millions of dollars in, they're investing them, and they will not receive their return on that investment. This also means that a stakeholder put their name and reputation on the line at work, and now the thing they put their name on the line with is about to fail. How do you think a vice president or an executive feels when the thing that they put their name on the line with is going to hell? How do you think they feel about it? Yeah, they get a little freaked out, don't they? They come in bad moods like every day, and they drink more coffee than they really should reduce the caffeine, but instead they increase the caffeine, they get really edgy, and they're pissed off in every meeting, all of them. So what I did was I said, what if I only worked on at-risk projects? Those highly visible, very strategic, at-risk enterprise IT projects. There were 5 people, me and 4 other people that did this in the United States. 5. That's it. We know because we went to the conference every year and there was a 5 of us. 5. Let me tell you why this number is important. What size of organizations do you think are doing enterprise IT projects? Fortune 500. And they do, on average, 5 of them a year. 5. So we're up to 2,500 projects. I already told you that approximately 80% fail. That means we have a chance of getting 2,000. There's 2,000 opportunities. of failing projects, 2,000. There are 5 people. On average, by the way, a strategic project takes anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So think about that. 5 people, 2,000 projects. How big do you think the checks were that we were writing? Exactly. We were writing millions of dollars of checks. We were passing each other business. People would call me and I'm like, full. Let me pass you over to Amber. Amber would say, I'm full. Let me pass you to Amber. It was a tough, we just did, and it's hard, by the way, to bring people in that had our level of expertise, and quite honestly, our level of intestinal fortitude. Because you have to go in knowing that you're talking to a C-level executive of a really big company and explaining to him exactly why he sucks. That's what we're doing. So it was one of those things that put us in demand. So when I start talking to you about you, I don't want to hear that you're a motivational speaker. I want to hear that you're a motivational speaker who does the game-changing mindset for winners and power players at the top of their game, and that you help them get past that BS that they've convinced themselves exists to get to the next level. Because I only work with winners. I only work with power players, quite honestly. If I get somebody who's just like, oh, I don't think it's possible, you know what, you're right. Because Confucius said, he who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both right. I'm like, you're right. Now, if you want to tell me that it's in my way and I need to know how to get past it, we can talk. All right, go ahead to the next slide. So your target market. Who wants what you got and why? Second question, why? Why do they want it? And you guys can have these slides back, but I'll make sure they're available. Who wants what you have and why? As a certified IT project manager, the one thing that I knew for sure is that the people who wanted it were executives that put their name on the line in Fortune 500 companies that had a project that was high risk. I knew exactly who to call. Exactly who to call. There wasn't even a question. And guess what? If they were interested, there were 1,999 more projects that were interested. Right? So I knew exactly when to call. That's what you want to get to. Here's the challenge that we run into. Is there are 5 different types of projects and clients, and you've probably seen this before. You have the guy that has no interest. We talk to people who aren't interested all the time. Why would I use a motivational speaker? When someone says that to me, why would I use a motivational speaker? I'm like, you know what, you totally wouldn't. And then I move on. Then I have the skeptic. I don't know if motivational speaking and mindset stuff is all for me. You're right, it's not for you. I move on. Then we have the Seymour. The Seymour guy is my favorite. Can you send me some literature? Did you go to my website? Yeah, there's your literature. There's a link to the PDF. You can download my website on PDF if you'd like to. There's your literature. I'm not in the business of making paper for paper making sake. So I generally don't work with those 3 types of people. I don't. I turn away a significant amount a lot of business. I've had people saying, you know, if you would have just convinced me, it's not what I'm in the business of doing. Can you go to the next slide? This is what we do. We start here with no interest, and we try to push them up to being a skeptic. Then we try to make them turn into Seymour, right? And then after they turn into Seymour, we hope that we can get them to teeter off the fence and become a buyer, and then hopefully one day a partner. These people on this side, they want to be convinced. They will consistently ask you, but why should I? Why should I? What good is that for me? Why? Okay, it's not. I don't have time to work with those people. They take up entirely too much call time. You know what? I send you an email, you say not interested, I say no problem, next. Now people in sales are like, you can't do that all the time. I do it. I don't waste time with people who are on this side. But people over here, I don't have to convince them. They want to be educated. When they say, Dawnna, you talk about the 7 levels of game-changing mindset. Yes. I'm trying to figure out what level I'm at. Can you help me? That's someone who wants to be educated. So why would you go and teach that to the person who is a decision maker? If you give them all the information on the phone, they're never going to hire you. They hire me all the time. You know why? They're like, oh my God, my team needs to do this and I can never say it the way you did it. Can you come out to my team? I give away more information on Facebook Live and on LinkedIn than you'd believe. A lot of this is there already. But what do people do? They're like, but I still want you to come in and show me and sit with me and write and make sure I'm putting the right things in the blueprint. People want their hand held a little bit. Don't be afraid to lay your intellectual property out there. If it's yours, it can't be stolen. It can't be stolen. I tell people all the time, pick up the 6. Go pick up my book. Go pick up the 6. Go and start doing speeches on it. Don't screw it up. Make sure you call me. I'll tell you how to deliver it better. Because at the end of the day, the name on the cover is still Dawnna St. Louis. They're still going to say, you know what, you were good, but I'd really like to know how she got here. It's fine. So these are your 5 different types of prospects. Take a look in your pipeline and ask yourself, are you talking to someone who's like, you know, dude, I know you hit me up like 10 times and I'm really not interested. Okay, you're not interested. You know what? I don't know if it's right for me. Dump them. Dump them. Maybe send them a postcard once a quarter or so. Maybe. Postcards are like expensive. They're like $1. Like once a quarter. Seymour. You know how to send Seymour? Postcard. But my buyer and prospects? My buyer and prospects are on LinkedIn, they're on Facebook, they're looking at my videos, they're calling me. They're constantly trying to get me educated. They're like, listen, how can we get you at our conference? How can we find the money? How can we make that happen? They have a completely different question. They're asking, how can we make something happen? Not, why should I do it? Listen for those 2 things and make the hard decision of saying, one of you guys is not for me. Don't get me wrong. I've had people that go, why should I do it? And I tell them, you know, I'll send you a couple of videos. If that doesn't tell you why you should do it, then you shouldn't do it. Now, some of those white people are going, oh my gosh, I got it. Okay, so how do we make this happen? But I don't spend an exponential amount of time at all. Okay? So think of your target market that way. Okay, next slide. So how do we select a target market that wants to buy? See, it's not just about will they buy, it's will they buy, can they buy, and do they want to buy? I'll give you a prime example. Google. Can they buy? Can they buy Kino? Google? Yeah, they probably got a couple extra dollars. Right? Got a little profit margin. Right? Do they want the content that I have? Absolutely. They've called me several times. Here's the third part. Will they buy? They've asked me to come in for free and donate books. So Google. Google. Right, you see why that is just ridiculous. Do you know who's not my client? Google. Do you know who will never be my client? Google. Not unless they get it from wants to buy, can't buy to will buy. Look, if they were a not-for-profit organization in a third world country that was trying to help micro businesses understand how to actually start business and become a business, I would happily donate my time. Happily. But there ain't no way in hell I'm donating to Google. Are you freaking kidding me? It's not going to happen. So I do make those selections. I make them in a very smart way. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Remember that target markets are made up of people first. People that happen to work in businesses. So of course, yes, Fortune 500 companies that have enterprise IT projects. People think that's my target market. It's not. My target market is the stakeholder that's drinking too much coffee and kicking his dog when he goes home. It's that guy. It's the woman that has yelled at the guy at McDonald's for not putting in enough ketchup. It's her. That's my target market. My target market is made up of human beings. People always talk about B2B and B2C. The only difference is from where they write the check. person, individual, recognizes the value that they're going to get so they can communicate it well enough to others. Guess what? I got to do the same thing to a B2C person. Because a business or consumer, that end user, they're going to go and tell someone, and their friend is going to go, you spend how much on what? You're still going to hear the same thing. So you got to make sure that you're reaching the right people first. People make decisions, not businesses. Okay? Next slide. So the answer lies right here. See where I have certified project manager, enterprise IT projects, highly visible and strategic, but then at the top is what I do? The answer of your target market lies right between those two. This one is pretty easy to see, right? It's really easy to see. But when I go motivational speaker, game-changing mindset of the 6, then I go to this part. First of all, you heard me say before, I only work with winners. So I want people who are currently doing something, they're currently taking action, and they're a little stuck. So they're at a certain part, they're at a certain place already, and they want to take, you're like, I know something's going to be hard, that's cool. I work with those people. I'm always so specific about that. Even when I go and talk to your salespeople, I'm like, this isn't for your entry-level people. They can come. I'm talking to your top 10% sales folks. The ones that are already killing it, but they need that edge. Who are those people? I'm talking to your 10% of top leaders. The ones who aren't afraid to take a risk, and they want that edge. See, a lot of times as speakers, what do? We put on the superhero cape, and when I ask people, well, who do you work with? The downtrodden, the lonely, those who have not figured out how to take a spoon and put it in their plate, they're struggling, they're dying. I'm like, oh my God, really? And they're gonna pay you? Wow. When I work with women in business, I'm like, I'm working with the top women in business who really want that edge to get to the next level. They just need a few bold and audacious things to do to make sure they're getting noticed for what they bring to the table. Because they know they're bringing it. They just don't know how to get it noticed. Notice how I never said I'm working with people who are trying to figure out, just do my everything. No. I don't have a superhero cape at all. At all. I'm not working with people, in other words, that I have to convince. I'm working with people who already know that they're killing it and they need an edge. Make sense? Start thinking about your target market. Who are you working with? What I liked this morning that you said was, I work with entrepreneurs who want to be more productive. The only thing I would change is say who are already highly productive, but recognize there might be something that they're missing. Because it's a difference. By the way, by virtue of saying I only play with winners, I only work with winners who want to work bigger, think bigger, play bigger, win bigger, I get everybody. I get a bunch of people who come to me and go, no, but seriously, I can be a winner. I guess you can. Right? It just changes who you work with. So I rarely talk about the problem as the person. I talk about the person as a winner who has this one little thing that's driving them nuts. By the way, with winners, if you ever notice people who are really killing it, there's always that one little thing. It's never this giant thing that's like, oh, if I can just fix this tiny thing. That's the thing that they want to get out of the way. And because they're winners because they've already invested in themselves, and they recognize that what they need to do is make an investment to get that thing out of their way. So I don't even have to convince them that this is how much it costs. They're like, cool. Well, we're going to get rid of this thing. We're going to get rid of it. Cool. That's their attitude. It changes who you work with and their mentality. Not pushing people up the hill. I don't have to do that. All right, next slide. So here's my favorite question. Who is responsible when things go wrong, and why are they frustrated? So I'll use salespeople. When salespeople cannot make their number because they feel like the negotiation wasn't as it should be, or because they didn't get the dollars and they're sitting there and it's like, I don't know, I kind of feel like this guy got over on me a little bit, or they're constantly negotiating from a place of money, those salespeople get very frustrated. And why are they frustrated? Because when the deal is signed, they feel like they left money on the table. Have you ever called a client and you said your fee, what you thought was high, and they said, cool. What was the first thing you thought? Damn it! Should raise my roof. Has that happened to you? Drives you a little nuts, right? It's like, oh, I don't know my value. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Right? It's that frustration. See, we always ask people, what are your challenges? What are your challenges? What are your issues? Stop asking those questions. Challenges are corporate. Issues are organizational. They have no emotion. Frustrations are personal. They get into the heart of why someone, they're like, there's something I want to do and I can't do it. That's what a frustration is. There's something I want to do and I can't do it. It's driving me nuts. They will speak differently. When you start talking about organizational challenges, they'll start using organizational. So what are the challenges you're experiencing in your organization? Well, you know, our percentages on our bottom line is quite where we want to be. We really want to increase our profit margin. And they speak in that lingo. But if I go, what the heck is frustrating? What are your top 3 frustrations about your job? Oh my God. So if I could write down Bobby in the parking lot and told him to away with it, I'd be a happier man. Why? What's bothering me about Bobby? I just can't get him to recognize something. They will tell you what they can't do and they want to do. We're so stuck on challenges and issues that we forget that is organizational and not personal. You're selling to a human being. Personal first. A person will then take those frustrations and figure out how to eradicate organizational challenge. Make sense? Perfect. All right, let's go to the next slide. So when I talk about the project manager and I said who's responsible, it's usually a high-powered executive that campaigned to get money for a highly visible at-risk project. This guy's freaking out. This woman is having a fit. That's who my target market was. It's so specific. And if I had more room on the slide, I would have said, who works for Fortune 500 companies that have this title, we're going all in. Your target market is defined just like that. Now, the biggest threat here from entrepreneurs is, but if I make the target market so skinny that I'm going to lose a bunch of business. No. If you make your target market so skinny, you're going to have people who recognize you as the specialist, and they're going to run to you. And then you're going to get all these other people that go, why won't she work with us? What do we have to do to get her to work with us? How much money do we have to give her to work with us? Will you work with us? It changes how people approach you. My marketing is so slim and so skinny because it's so specific, and yet my door is constantly being knocked on. And I didn't start off that way. I moved that way over time. So the goal is to move that way over time in regards to your target market. So the first thing you should have written down is your expertise. Your be, know, do, have, solve. And the second thing is your target market. Try to go about 3 levels deep. And this is not where you market. This is who you are targeting, not who's targeting you. My favorite target market is everyone. Really? So the little kid in Somalia that hasn't had a meal for 3 days, he's on your target market? That's amazing. That's not your target market. I can do something else. I have to sit down and write everybody that's not in your target market. And then we work backwards from there. This afternoon, we'll actually do an exercise. I gotta tell you, I've done it probably about 3 times, and it is a huge eye-opener in regards to who your model customer is, because it changes how you market to them. It changes everything. I did it last year, and we have our dream target market, right? Tell me something about the things, the characteristics of your dream target market. What do you bring to the table? Your dream target market. Do they pay you full fee? Yeah, dream target market, full fee, no question. What else do they bring to the table?
They tell others.
They tell others. Great referral business. What else do they bring to the table?
Long-term relationship.
Long-term relationship. What else?
Buy all the products.
They buy other products. What else? How's our audience? Highly engaged audience. They love you. They retweet. Right? They retweet, they share. There's this whole list. I have this whole list of my perfect target market. Full feed, great audience, somewhere on the East Coast of the United States, highly engaged audience, thousands of people in the audience. Like I just had it boom, boom, boom. Had it all listed out, right? When I did this exercise, I found out what I thought was my dream target market was crap. I wasn't even close. I wasn't even close to my ideal customer profile. It changed everything in regards to how I did business. Because now I can speak to my ideal customer in the way that they wanted to hear me and we get who I really want to. Changed everything. Wait till we do that this afternoon. It is such an eye-opener. It really changes the game. All right, let's go to the next one. So we're going to look at this. Why is the stakeholder frustrated? Next one. Frustrations fall into several categories, right? They can't figure out how to get a high-stakes project on track. That E stands for efficiency. Efficiency is equal to time. They're wasting time. They can't deliver the ROI promise. That M is equal to money. They're going to lose money. They can't manage the scope of work and change orders. That P stands for productivity. That's work. They want to minimize risk while still meeting expectations. That Q, there should be a Q up there, that's quality. Those are the four things that people want corrected. Efficiency or time, money or money, which is saving money or making more money, profit, productivity, which is work, and quality. Those are the four things people want. No matter what you think you're selling, when you get down to solving, you're solving one of those four. I know we think that we're solving for world peace. We're not. We're solving for one of these four. So when I sell to salespeople, and I talk about the mindset, I'm selling, making more money. When I speak to entrepreneurs, and I talk about putting together a foundation, I'm talking about efficiency and productivity first, then money. Because they realize they're wasting a lot of time and they're doing the wrong work. If they did the right work at the right time, then they would make more money. Right? So know specifically what it is usually the one thing that you're solving for first. I solve for the mindset first, which is quality. And then when salespeople into entrepreneurship, I solve for mindset. Make sense? Know what you're solving for specifically. You should be able to say, I solve for these two things in this order. Makes all the difference when you can say it. That's why I thought that the activity you did, where you each said what you did, your results should be in there. Are you solving for money? Are you solving for time? Are you solving for work? Are you solving for quality? It should be a part of your statement. So when I say that I work with salespeople, I say I work with winning salespeople who want to have deeper pockets faster. It's all about money. Then efficiency. Okay. So to increase the commas in your bottom line, decrease the commas in your expertise. Don't be a leadership coach and a speaker coach and a dog catcher and a butterfly herder and like somebody who walks me off. Like, it's just too much. Be the tuna specialist. What is your specialty? Right? Even though I have the 6 and the 7, I always tell people, I talk about the practical mindset. How to take your great ideas and make them actionable. And then so you can reach, and that's where the money is. But it needs to be, what is the thing you do without all the commas? People know that one thing you do. Be very clear on it. So strategy 2. So that was strategy 1. Strategy 2 is all about income. This is all about making money. This is where you're actually going to see the magic of the blueprint. Did you guys see those little arrows that look like they're going in a circle right in the middle of the blueprint? I'm going to tell you now what those arrows do. Okay, we're going to discover why those arrows are critical. So in income, we have marketing, leads and opportunities, and sales. And a lot of people go, why in the hell would you have marketing on an income portion? Because if you're marketing right, you'll make money. If you don't market at all, you'll be broke. You have to market. It's not a question. It's a must-do. It is a part of it. Something you do almost every day. The problem is we spend too much time doing it in the wrong places. So let's talk about this. So first of all, you have to market. Where do you market? Where do you guys do your marketing? Where the tuna is. Right. I'm not throwing my tuna net out to get a red snapper. The hole's too big, they'll go right through it. Can't catch a fish in a big hole net. Not the right one. Right? Most people are doing marketing in the wrong place because, watch this, work backwards. They're selling an offering to a target market that ain't there. I hear people all the time go, but I put bunches of videos on Facebook. Really? Who's your target market? CEOs. Yes, I know tons of CEOs that hang out on Facebook watching videos all day long. Tons of them. I mean, they're broke and retired. And they just got fired last week. But yeah, that's what they're doing this week because they don't have a job. Right? This is how this works. If I get someone who says, Dawnna, my sales suck. My sales are horrible. I'm selling for too little. Then I go, really? Let me take a look at your leads and opportunities. Oh, well, I noticed that you're doing a lot of Rotary clubs. I don't have any Rotary clubs that reach out to me. How are you getting Rotary clubs? Can I look at your marketing? Oh, you're marketing on the Rotary Club LinkedIn group. Are Rotary clubs your target market? No, but businesses are there. Are Rotary Club businesses a part of your target market? I don't know. Did you go and look at what kind of businesses are in Rotary Clubs so that you can determine whether those businesses are really a part of your target market? Because quite honestly, if 80% of my business ain't a part of Rotary Clubs, guess where I am in the market? In Rotary Clubs. But notice how we did a step backwards. We went from sales to leads and opportunities to marketing. Then, is this the product they want, which will be delivered to your target market? If you're stuck in something, just work backwards to the next thing. When you have everything right, you can easily spin forward. When I know my target market and how they want me to deliver my content, it's easy for me to determine where to market. Do you see how it goes in a circle? Does that make sense? I don't see you nodding heads. Yeah? Okay. So if you told me, if you came to me and said, Dawnna, I'm stuck. I'm losing opportunity. Like I'm getting leads, but they're bad leads. Where am I going to go next? Where am I looking up from here? If you have bad leads, I'm going back into marketing. And then if your marketing is good, then I'm going to go and look, well, how are you delivering? How are you telling me you're going to get this stuff to them? Because sometimes people will say, well, they'll say how they want to deliver and not how their target market wants to receive it. Your delivery should be based on how your target market wants to get the information. I found out that a significant amount of my target market, I thought they wanted audiobooks. Turns out that a significant amount of my target market does not want audiobooks. They want something they can fill in the back. They want a physical book. They don't even want a Kindle book. They want something they can fill in. So my books actually have a fill-in at the back because that's what my target market wants. Does it mean I'll never do an audiobook? Of course not. But I also have a lot of visuals in there, so audiobooks may not work because my customers like visuals. So I'm not worried about the 20%. I'm worried about the 80%. What do they really want? So when you know why your customer is frustrated, your customer will pay you a premium to eradicate that frustration. When I talk to salespeople and say, I have no idea why I'm only negotiating on price. Seems like all I'm ever doing is lowering my price. I want to stop lowering my price. Like, cool. Let's sit down and talk about how you do that. When I talk to leaders about how to persuade and influence, usually their frustration is, I have this great idea, I know it's going to work, I can't get my team on board. Cool. Let's talk about how to do the mindset, and let's talk about how to use persuasion and influence. It's usually what they can't do. People will pay a lot to eradicate pain. You need to be the medicine for it. That pain is frustration. Okay? Strategy 3. Strategy 3 is probably my favorite because a lot of people do this one wrong. Because if you're like me and you have a Six Sigma, you have to say people, process, and technology. Like you have to say it that way, or they will literally come here like right now, they're here, they will tackle me on stage. Like Six Sigma people lose their mind if you don't say people, process, technology. I'm going to tell you, it's process first, then people, then technology. One of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs have when they start their business, and you actually alluded to this morning, is in regards to the number of hats they wear. They're doing too much of the stuff in their business and not on their business at the wrong time. I do most of my marketing on Friday night, Saturday maybe, but it's usually Friday or Saturday. I get as much stuff as I can done then because I'm not doing it during prime sales hours. It's not going to happen. Process is first, and there's a reason. You want to know what repeatable processes you have in your business. And then you want to ask yourself, is this the best use of my time? And do I do it well enough? And then from there, you want to figure out how you can streamline that by leveraging the technology. I get people all the time, what is the best CRM I should buy? Exactly. The one they'll use. What's the best social media thing I should use? The one you'll use. I get people all the time like, Dawnna, you're not on Snapchat and Twitter and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there's 800 and something different types of social media. I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook. Guess why I'm there? My target market just happens to have LinkedIn and Facebook. And it's funny, because I do have some of my target market that's on Twitter, and so I have my stuff from Facebook Go, and then they'll hit me up and they'll go, you didn't put the picture with your post, because they think I'm actually putting it there directly, and I'm like, oh, there's the picture. Right, but for the most part, I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook. That's where my target market is. My audience tends to be on Facebook. My buyers tend to be on LinkedIn. I know where they are. Go to the next slide. I think this is the slide. Here we go. This is my favorite slide ever. I said left. Okay, yeah, stay there. This is my favorite slide ever. Because this will help you identify exactly what to do first. So later this afternoon, especially if you're overwhelmed in business, we'll talk about how to reduce that overwhelm. But let me give you a high level look at this. I will tell you, first of all, if you do it right, it takes about 30 days to do this. If you do it right. If you want to sit in and wing it real quick, you can get it done in an hour. But if you do it right, it takes 30 days. So let me tell you how to do this. The first thing you do is you sit down every day, at the end of the day, or as you're going through the day, and you write down what things you did, what processes you did. Oh, I sent out contracts as part of the sales process. I did some social media stuff as part of the marketing process. I worked on my keynote speech as part of my marketing and business building process. Whatever the things that you did that day, you sit down and you write down what those things were. I updated my website. I did all those things. I don't know what they are. If you really want to get this right and you're tired of being overwhelmed, you do this for 30 days. And then you create a singular list of all the things you did. And then we're in a church, so I can say this, then you have a come to Jesus moment. And that come to Jesus moment is this. For example, I'll use me. I've built websites for 20 years, right? So when it comes down to building and designing and programming websites, I know how to do that at the top of the game, right? I've done this forever. I can write the code. I can make you click a button on the keyboard and levitate your keyboard. Like, I know this stuff cold, right? So when it comes down to, I do this well, definitely out of 1 out of 10, a 10, right? All the way to the top. Should I be doing that?
No.
Hell no. That's the worst use of my time ever. And I know how much time it takes. It takes a lot of time. I do this well, but I shouldn't be doing it. It is not the best and most effective use of my time. So I need to do what? I need to teach someone else. And what I really need to teach them is not necessarily how to be a programmer. I need to hire someone, show them, listen, this is my style. Especially if you do it really well. Like, you think about it, then you do it really well. Like, that's your thing. Like, you kill it all the time. That's your stuff. And no one can ever do it nearly as well as you do it. You know that one thing you got? Okay, that's me with websites. So then I become kind of like a psychopath in regards to it. And so I have to realize, this is where I go nuts. I'm going to go nuts on the website. If it looks like everybody else's, I'm so not interested. Right? So I have to say this to the person that I hired. I go, listen, so I'm going to show you all the things that are going to drive me nuts. So that way you don't make me mistake and drive me nuts. And then I'm going to give them that. And then I'm going to say this. Now, even though I'm holding one of your children hostage in the basement, now I'm going to trust you to do this for me. And if you do it right, I'll feed your kid the first week. If you don't, but still, you pass it on. It's hard to pass on things that you do really well, but you shouldn't be doing. That's the hardest one. I would never tell you to start there. Let me tell you what I don't do well. How many of you love to sit down and watch your videos? Like you're sitting there going, yeah, I rock that. Yeah, did you see those camera angles? Like they're all up here, like, yeah, right? Right, you're sitting there going, oh my God, is my butt really that big? Those camera angles? Love those videos, right? How many of you love to edit them? Oh yeah, it's right there, okay. So, I don't even look at my video well. Like, we're not even talking about editing. I can't even sit and watch it, right? I get a little, I stop eating, I go into a deep depression, I start paying money back to the audience, right? I'm really, 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 really bad at it. I know cameras, I used to do a lot of photography. I know all of that stuff, but I'm really bad at it. And on top of it, it's not the best use of my time. So what should I be doing? I should be hiring someone, and that's where you start. See, most people try to start in other quadrants. The very first quadrant you should start in is hire someone. Hire someone. Get a partner. Can afford to hire someone. So I hired Matt Bauer. He's an innocent person. He's out of Colorado. And I brought Matt Bauer with me to San Antonio. Matt Bauer is epic. And you gotta know, I know photography and videography well. I also know that I hate to see me on video. So it takes forever for me to go through video. So I hired Matt and I brought him to San Antonio with me. He hung out with me for 2 days. We took pictures everywhere. How many of us like to get pictures and video taken of us while we're eating? Yeah, you don't care. Okay, how many women love for a guy to sit there like, oh, never, right? Like, the last thing we want is that. He's sitting there with a camera up, doing an interview with you while I'm eating lunch. But he made it so comfortable that I forgot I was there. He could get me to talk to people and do things. Video captures that I would never capture. Photos I would never capture. My point is, I hired someone and then I did this crazy thing. When I was on the phone with him, I said, you're the professional. This is guidelines on what we can't do. Okay, we can't have me completely naked. He goes, so there's a partial nudity that we can get into. Okay, cool. But his whole thing was, so what can we do? What can't we do? And I said, the gloves are off. I'm trusting you to do what you think is right. You know me, you know my personality. I need you to bring that alive in my videos. Do you know that was much easier for me to do than I thought? Here's the reason why you want to start with this quadrant. What you do, that quadrant, don't move. No? Yes. Okay. So this quadrant right here, you want to start here because it's something you don't like to do, you shouldn't be doing, and you don't do it well anyway. Which means you're dying for someone else to do it for you. You need it to happen. You shouldn't do it. You don't do it well. It's not the good use of your time. You'll let it go. You'll trust someone else. He was worth every penny. He has pictures that I would have never, ever, ever thought to use. Even the colors that he told me to wear, I was like, I would never wear white while I'm outside in San Antonio and eating spaghetti. That's gonna get dirty. Like, I would never do that. Right? But he had a vision. I had to trust his vision. And I let it go because I didn't want to do it anyway. The next two are these.
One quick comment.
Yes, please.
That quadrant is for my customers buy me.
Yes, exactly. That quadrant is where your customers buy you. Because they want you, right? They want you. This is why they buy you. That's why they buy you. And for me, as a business owner, this is why I bought someone else. Because I don't want to do this. And I don't do it well. And I shouldn't be doing it. Does that make sense? So start hiring here first. Hire up there second. And hire down here second. I'm really bad at this, but I need to be doing it. I'm really good at this, but I shouldn't be doing it. Everything else is what you should be doing. If you get rid of these other three quadrants, by the way, you know how productive you'll be up here? Your productivity will be at an all-time high. People ask me, how did you be on the road in a carry-on with 3 pairs of heels, sneakers, for 3.5 weeks, going to different countries and continents, and your business didn't fall apart? Because I got people. They handle it. Video, for every time somebody did a video, Matt had the contact information. Okay, let me tell you how to get the video to me. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to talk about it. I just had to do one thing. Hey Matt, here's the video dude. Video dude, here's the Matt. I'm out. Matt doesn't do what he wants, because I trust him. Things that I needed to learn, I'm having those conversations with my coach on a regular basis. My website, I taught someone, I outsourced that, I don't really need to touch it. And I know how to be copy. I'm a copy person. I spend more time doing what I'm supposed to do. It will help you, even if it costs me $1 bazillion, it really doesn't. Learn how to barter if you have a skill that other people can use. It'll also save you money. It'll cost you time, it'll save you money. Okay, now you go. Alright. Now your future. Vision, mission, and goals. Even if you don't have a vision that's pretty, that says, you know, I am going to save the world, the rhythm of, you know, wasting time, whatever that is. Even if you don't have a pretty vision, that's fine. We're going to talk about how to make a very simple vision. Not a vision statement, just a vision. We're going to talk a little bit about mission, but not, when people go crazy with corporate vision and mission, I'm not going to go crazy like that. Let's talk about goals. My favorite question to ask new entrepreneurs is, how much money do they want to make next year? And they give you a number. It's usually around $1 million. Right? If we're going to pull out a number, it's a nice round $1 million number. I do this with speakers all the time. So I want you to imagine that your first year speaker, you have no problems. All you do is give speeches. You want to make $1 million. If you charge $10,000 per speech, how many speeches would you have to do? How many? It's $10,000 a speech. You want to make $1 million. How many speeches? You got to do 100 speeches. 100 speeches. 52 weeks. At full fee. What percentage did you get this full fee? Is it 100%? 100% of your speeches are full fee? Okay. I got a bridge in London. I'm going to teach you about Santa Claus because a lot of BS going on in that case. But let's just use that number. You got to do 100 speeches. How many leads, hot leads, do you need to have to close one full fee speech? Yeah, but guess, let's say 3, 5. I got 3 hot leads, I'm gonna close 1. I got 5 hot leads, I'm gonna close 1 at full fee. Let's say it's 5, just to make it easy. Okay? So you got 5, I'll revert here, hot leads. Not leads, hot leads. Okay, so we're at 500 leads thus far. How many leads does it take to get to 1 hot lead? I bet you it takes more than 5. At least 10 to 20. At least 10 to 20. So we're at 5,000. We're at 5,000 leads. What from 500 to 5,000 just like that? So you got 5,000 leads, you got 100 calls a week, that means you got 20 calls a day. Don't forget, you got to go out of town twice a week because you're working. Think you're going to hit that million in the first year? At $10,000? Gets a little challenging. This is what generally happens in the speaking business. I work, which means I'm home. I call, I get all the people on the phone, and now I'm going to be working. I'm making a whole bunch of money. I'm working. But while I'm on the road, I'm not making a single phone call, and then I'm broke. This feast and famine roller coaster is real. And it's really because people don't have a realistic view of their goals, of their actual goals. And then once they make money, they never go back and look at, okay, what do I need to be hiring for? So when it comes down to goals, I like to actually take the goals and say, even if you don't know what you did last year, let's talk about what you can do, what's really possible. What do you need to sustain you? A lot of speakers get into, I need to make 1,000 pieces of product so I can earn while I sleep. You can't earn while you sleep until you know what your target market wants. Again, we're jumping the gun. We have to actually do this a little more methodical, right? More methodical fashion. So when we put down goals, we put down real goals that lead into what the real work is going to be and how we're really going to use them, how we're really going to do it. Make sense? Does everybody understand that about goals? It's important to break down the goals into work so you'll know what's possible for you to reach. It's not impossible to make 20 calls a day. It's not. You can make 20 calls a day. But what you really got to do is turn those 20 calls a day into 5 hot leads. And turn those 5 hot leads into 1 solid full fee sale. And you got to do that at least twice a week. Right? So it really does take work. It does take work to do this. But that's how we start talking about goals. Now, let's talk a little bit about vision. Let's talk, not the sexy vision, a basic vision. So if you have an extra piece of paper or a Post-it note, I want you to draw, I just want you to draw a circle. And in that circle, I want you to put it you, Y-O-U, or your name, 1.0. Can you go to the next slide? I just want to see what it is. Perfect. No, but so this first circle is you, your name, 1.0. So mine would be Dawnna 1.0. You need to take a fearless and complete inventory of where you are today. This means being a whole hell of a lot honest. I mean, a real level of honesty. Where am I right now? And I mean everything. Are you struggling paycheck to paycheck? Do you get nervous when, November is empty? You start freaking out that January doesn't have enough opportunities in it? Where are you really? And to be honest about that, I'll tell you, when I think it was my July this year, I was like, what happened? Like, did I piss in someone's Cheerios? What is going on? I'm not getting anywhere. What's right? Like it was dead. But last year, I couldn't breathe. I was on the road like I was this year. Right? But it's taking a real inventory. It's being honest with ourselves. Then I had to get to the point of going, okay, there might be a month. Doesn't mean I did anything wrong. I went and looked back and realized that there was something that I had done wrong. And we'll talk about that later. But this is what you want to look at. You want to recognize where you currently are. That's important. Okay, you go to the next one. Were you coming to see me? Oh, okay. Then design where you want to be. This is going to be your name 2.0. Now, I want you to think about where you want to be in, let's say, 5 years. How many speeches do you want to give a month or in a year? How much money do you want to make? How much money, realistically, how much money do you see yourselves making? How much are you charging for a speech? What does your travel look like? What does your home life look like? What do those things really look like? I mean, this is a real design. It's not a Google design, it's a real design. See, this is how we start with every client. I start with their mindset. This is the end thing that you want to get to initially. Not end for the rest of your life. Just 3 to 5 years. So we start writing this out. Like, seriously writing this out. Go to the next slide. Then ask yourself, what does the day, week, month look like? What does the year look like? What does a day in the life look like? What does a day in the life look like when you're at home versus when you're getting ready to get on the road versus when you get on the road? What do you actually do? This is important. It might seem like a ridiculous thing to do, but I'm going to tell you why it's so critical. And then what actions do you want to take to get from you 1.0 to you 2.0? I'm going to show you why this is so important right now. Because it might seem like mindset woo-woo BS. I'm going to show you how I use it. Next slide. Okay, go back. Okay, when I was 19 years old, I lived in my car. And my car was in South Carolina, right off the road, about 3/4 of a mile away. No one could see that I was there. I was in a bunch of evergreens in like a little forested wooded area. And I sat in that car, I slept in that car for several weeks before I got to the point of realizing that all I wanted to do was die. And here's my biggest challenge. I was a 3.8, 3.9 GPA student in high school. I had all the opportunities in the world, basically a mathematician, and I could not figure out how to build a proper noose. Seriously, I ripped up the sheets, I put in the proper knots, but if I climbed the evergreen tree, and I put the noose up there, and it was too loose, I would fall. Excuse me. I will fall. And I could possibly injure myself, break a leg or whatever, and now I'm stuck on the ground. Something to kill me in the middle of the night, not what I wanted. You know what I was afraid of getting killed by? Weirdest thing in the world. Not wolves, not bears, fire ants. Right? Like, it was the weirdest thing. I just kept thinking fire ants were gonna kill me. I kept thinking I would fall down into a fire ant mound. It would be the worst painful death ever. So that was my ridiculous concern. Then I was concerned that if I didn't do this right and jump off with enough power, that it wouldn't snap my neck. Which meant that now I would be dangling there, and again, not the death I wanted. And this frustrated me so much because I know there's some toothless people that are so racist that can't even spell the word news, but they know how to make one. I had a 3.9 GPA and I couldn't figure this out. Mathematically, it was driving me nuts. That's what saved my life. The fact that I couldn't figure this out, this one ridiculous math problem. So I'm frustrated with the news. And so I decided to just fantasize a little bit. And I started thinking about Dawnna 2.0. What would have happened if when I got to the fork in the road, I made a different turn? And I imagined that she went to work every day. That she had a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house. That she had a 2-car garage. That she'd get up in the morning and she'd take a shower. She'd wash her hair, she'd brush her teeth. She'd drink coffee, which was crazy because at the time I didn't drink coffee. But I imagined that she would drink coffee. I imagined that she would take her kid to school, that she would have a nice suit on, that she would drive him to school in her car, she'd drop him off. I started imagining vacations. I imagined that she would eat every day. I even imagined that catty person at work that gets on your last nerves, how they would go back and forth. I could imagine that person. I imagined my mentors. I thought about all these things. And then I asked myself one crazy question. I wonder what it would be like just to taste a piece of her life before I die in this car. Just to taste it. What was the one thing that she'd do in the future that I could do right now? And when I looked down this list of all these stupid things, I came up with one thing. I could take a shower. I needed to figure out how to get a shower. See, there were churches in the area and YMCAs, and if I went to the right YMCA, I bet you I could barter a shower. So that was my goal, and I did. I bartered the shower. The guy who used to wash windows, he hated washing windows. So I told him one day, I said, listen, I'm not crazy, I'm not. But I would wash windows every day if you just let me safely come in and take a shower. And it was an old gentleman, he was like, how about this today? Today, you, for God's sakes, go take a shower first. Please. And then come out and I'll let you wash the windows. But that's where I started. Taking that shower made me realize that now I'm clean. Because I can just take a shower. What do? I take a shower, I wash my hair, I brush my teeth, I wash my face. I drink a lot of water. I was well hydrated. Well hydrated. I had clean clothes. I had all these things just because I asked for water. I recognized how valuable leverage was. So now that I've leveraged a shower, and I have clean clothes, and I have clean hair, and I have clean breath, I wonder if I could get a job. I mean, she had a job. What if I got a job? And that was the next thing that I did. Not every day, but many weeks I would go back and I would look at this recipe, and I started marking little things off. I got a job. I go to work every day. Do you know that that was supposed to be a 10-year thing? But in 6 years, when I was 25 years old, I closed on a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house with a 2-car garage. I had 2 children and a husband. I put on suits every day to go to work. I took my sons to school. And what was even funnier is that I drove a convertible. Because that's how you roll when you have 2 kids and you get a convertible, 2-seater one. But my point is, I know where you want to be sometimes seems so far off, but ask yourself, what are the little teeny tiny steps that you can take every day to get there? It's not an everyday thing. I looked at it weekly. It wasn't leads. At least it didn't feel like it. But from a girl living in her car at 19 to at 27 starting a business intelligence company with no degree, no pedigree, no right to do so, be able to do that, to a lot of people it looks like leaps. To me, it was just changing the direction of the path. Let's talk about you changing the direction of your path by taking these shower every day? Completely insignificant steps. And then letting the universe give you the other person you need to get there. Go on to the next slide. Here's what happens when you're missing pieces of your blueprint. When you have your focus, your funding, or your finance, your function, and your future, you have a powerhouse foundation. You have a blueprint that will work for you. When you have no focus, like you're like, I don't know, I talk on what you want me to talk about. You have shiny object syndrome. You're going after whatever the next shiny thing is. When you have no funding, when you're not making any money, you're a daily marketing reinventor. You're constantly reinventing yourself. You're constantly out there looking at like, what is someone doing that's and they're making money at thinking, what are they doing? Then when you have no function, you're the jack of all trades. You're wearing every single solitary hat. And everything you do that day is the most important thing you can do. Oh, I gotta put out my social media stuff today. I gotta do that. You have this list of every single solitary thing you need to do. And all those things are the most important. And usually what happens is you end off your day feeling like you haven't accomplished enough. It's a very bad feeling when every day you feel like a failure. It's hard to be a successful entrepreneur and feel like you failed every day. And then when you have no future, you start saying, I don't know, it's a paycheck to paycheck kind of thing. You really kind of wonder whether you start needing goals, but in truth, you need goals. You need to have that bigger vision because now you don't know what minimal actions to take that have monumental changes in your life. Because who would have thought that a shower would have changed me from wanting to die to wanting to be successful? A shower. A shower can save a life. Sure saved mine. Next slide, please. So we talked a little bit about how it works together. I'm just going to show you again that your focus drives your finance, drives your money. When you start making money, you really have to start looking at, well, what am I doing every day to make